to achieve this. The number of single-unit and vacation home rentals has been capped at 53. This is in November 1992. And then in your 1999 staff report, which the board did adopt, it once again reiterates they used the number 55. They discovered that 2 SURs had gone away by that time. So they set the cap at 53. And I believe that these documents indicate rather conclusively that this was all done according to process. The cap is 53. And in fact, these numbers were sent to the Coastal Commission. The 99 report was sent to the Coastal Commission, and I do not have the documentation of that. But I believe it was around 2007, and it was, I remember seeing this letter stating that no action was required because the mapping errors had already been accounted for in the town plan. So they didn't amend anything. And the other language in the town plan doesn't apply to inns, sleeping rooms. But the tables of VHRs and SURs are administrative. They may move from one location to another. The license is abandoned when a property sells. It goes to the next person on the waiting list. And you don't need Coastal Commission approval every time you update the tables. It's an administrative task. And I believe that that's true, whether it resides within the document or you decide to pull it out and put it in the back, which I think might require an amendment. But the plan was written to allow you to administer that type of license in a more flexible way. That's probably a personal interpretation, but I think it's a fairly viable one. And at the very least, I believe these documents that you've been sent do establish that the board took action and approved these mapping errors. That is not a fiction of history. And, I don't think it was intentional, but I know correspondence doesn't always hang around forever. So anyway, I think you have these. I've got copies of them if anybody would like them to refer to, if you didn't get them by email. The one, yeah. Oh, really? Okay, well, let me pass them out then. The other thing I want to say, and this document I'm handing out addresses this, I am so thrilled to see the MCCSD data being used and that you are thinking about ways to make sure that it is current.
Yeah, give it to clerk.
This memo just states some concerns that I have about it being regularly triangulated with the planning department building permits, both when they're issued and when they're finaled, with the TOT, is tax being paid? Is this an active license? So the existence of a license, whether it's active, building permits, I think there's one other thing on there, that are public data. The data that MCCSD has, I'm not going to say they're terrible, but they are very subject to, I think David Colfax used the expression a complaint-based process, and I think a data-based process would be far preferable. So I'm going to go sit down. Thank you for indulging me.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. This chairman's going to be real liberal as far as people come from the coast a long ways as far as keeping you to 3 minutes, as long as you keep your comments direct to the issue and whatnot and don't linger on. So Monty Reed's the next speaker, followed by Susan M. Smith. Ma'am, I think Monty was next, and then Susan Smith.
Oh, I see. Excuse me.
Thank you, yeah. No, I'll take care of
it. I've deleted a lot of things I was going to say, but I just want to make, just reading from the bed tax numbers for year '07 to put things in perspective showed that the city of Fort Bragg received $1,695,000 in bed taxes. The town of Mendocino paid $1,277,000 in bed taxes, and that's more than Casper, Cleon, Laytonville, Hoffland, Leggett, Westport, Point Arena, Manchester, Anderson Valley, Elk, Albion, Willits, and Cobble combined. Now, 13 communities could not equal what the town of Mendocino put in, and those towns that I just listed paid $1,051,000 in taxes combining. Shutting down the rooms to the 1992 level and sending them to Fort Bragg isn't going to help the county of Mendocino any. What are you going to tell your county employees that you have to lay off, that you shut down the revenue stream from the Mendocino to prove a point and to get even? I do not know any financial conditions of any of the inns in town, but I guess that you will make some go out of business if you go to the 92 caps, which will mean less revenue for everybody. Like it or not, I think we've heard this a little bit, but anyway, the town of Mendocino is still